Hello, in this video I'm going to take you through the process of using the Sidebar navigation builder with the Mega Menu Pro. Some of you may already know that I have two major navigation templates. The Mega Menu Pro is the most popular, but the first one before that was the Sidebar navigation builder that allows you to build complex sidebars with multi-level nested drop-downs, smooth animations. The Mega Menu Pro has a sidebar option, but it's not as robust as the dedicated sidebar navigation builder. So one of the users of the Mega Menu Pro, who also happens to have this sidebar navigation builder, wanted to use both of them at the same time. And this video is going to show you how to set up both of them on your site. And it has some very unique requirements, which I thought would be nice to share this video with every other person so that everyone would know how to do this when they want to set it up, because there are a few steps you need to take to make this work properly. First of all, I want to point out that the only version of the Mega Menu Pro that can work with the sidebar navigation builder is the light version. So I've gone ahead to this is the site in question. This is the actual site that is going to be running that. Probably it's a test site, but I've gone ahead to bring in the Mega Menu Pro header template version 1.3 Lite as the time of this recording. Now, the user has already set up his headers. So for this header, this is entire website. He wants it to, he wants the sidebar to appear only on mobile. So he has already set up the sidebar. That's a good thing. And he has already set up another sidebar header, which will appear only on the catalog page, which probably is the shop page. And so these are the two that we're going to be working with. Let me just put this on published and all types header so we can focus on the three that we're working with. So what I need to do is I need to bring in the Mega Menu Pro into the sidebar header. Now this is what should happen. The sidebar navigation builder, when you want to use two of them, the sidebar navigation builder should be the main components there. The Mega Menu Pro will have to come into the sidebar navigation builder. So let's look at the first one. I'm going to open this. I did in Bricks. The sidebar navigation builder is open. I'm just going to go ahead and collapse everything. So this is how it is. Now let's go back to the template here. The Mega Menu Pro is a header template, but for us to make that work here, we need to change it to a section template. Now I'm going to explain that. Now, let's look at the front end of this. So we have the sidebar. Okay, it has some nice features, which let's see how it's going to go. So the user has already set up his navigation. So now for us to use the Mega Menu Pro in the sidebar, we need the sidebar to have a top bar like this. And for that to happen, we will need to enable top bar, or we will need to, there are two ways we can do that. We can enable top bar, but we can also enable off canvas. Now, the first requirement for this, which is this one we're going to be working in, is that the sidebar should be mobile only. So because the sidebar is going to be mobile only, then the good option will be to enable the off canvas. So if we go into the sidebar settings, the JavaScript options, there's loads of them, a lot of options. So we go to the off canvas, and that will give us the top bar, because once you set the off canvas, you're going to have the top bar, but it's going to be like off canvas like that. To bring in the Mega Menu Pro into the sidebar, you'll have to place it inside the header inner wrap. Very important. And because we have two sidebar navigation that applies to two different sets of pages, and we want to use the Mega Menu Pro in both of them, then we need to have a single source of reference. And it will not be okay to just import them independently, because then you'll have to manage two separate Mega Menu Pro. Instead of doing that, inside that header inner wrap of the sidebar navigation builder, I'm going to place a template element. So this is my template element. I'm going to just move it above, just like that. And this is where I will insert the Mega Menu Pro via template. So I want to look for it here, and I can't find anything, because you cannot insert a header or footer template here. So to insert the Mega Menu Pro template, to insert this template, we need to turn it from a header template to a section template. So I'm going to go to just edit, not edit with bricks, but edit. And then I'm going to go to template type and I'm going to choose section and I'm going to click update. So if I come back here, let me save and refresh, we will be able to select it from here. That means anytime you want to edit this mega menu template, you don't need to go to the sidebar. You just go to edit it independently, and wherever it is inserted via template is going to update. So I come here and I see it and I can select it. All right. Everything may not look right the first time you bring it in. This is a block which I don't need. This was created by the user. We don't need this. And this div was also created by the user, which I'm going to remove. Yeah, so we just everything from afresh. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to be. Now, the reason you are seeing this text here is because this is inside the sidebar navigation template, and the template settings, the header is set to left. And remember that the Mega Menu Pro also has an option for sidebar, even though it is not available in the light version. So we need to make sure this only shows in the builder anyway. So let's look at the front end and see what is going on. All right, so the header looks really big. First of all, because of the logo, and because the logo has extra white spaces around it, and also the padding of the header inner wrap. And you know that the original header also has its own padding. So we're going to go to the header inner wrap layout, and we're going to set this top and bottom padding to 0, and that will help things a little bit. So to get rid of this, which in upcoming versions of the Mega Menu Pro, it will not be there, but right now I'm using the current version, which is not fully integrated yet with the sidebar navigation builder. To get rid of this, we just need a CSS to target something in the Mega Menu Pro, which if I go ahead and open the Mega Menu Pro, which is a template here, but I'm going to open its own page. Okay, so if I go ahead, open that and go to the mobile top. Okay, so this is where this is happening. So I go to the mobile top bar, to the custom CSS, and I'm just going to add something there. I'm just going to say root before display none. All right, and that should take care of it. So we're going to save that. So I'm going to close that. So if we come back here and refresh this, I hope that should go away. All right, that goes away. Another thing you want to do is to make sure that you just do this render without wrapper, just for a cleaner HTML output. But of course, you have to read this warning. So if you had any style applied on the template element itself, it's not going to take effect. Let's hope that you don't actually have any reason to apply any style on the template element itself. So I'm going to save this. Let's go to the front end. So now we have this. Of course, like I said, the big gap here is as a result of the big, massive, empty transparent pixel on the logo. So I could just keep this open in case I need to quickly edit something on it. So let me just move that behind here. If we go to the Mega Menu Pro and we go to the media query, you see that the max width is 1200. Now this max width and the min width. So if we go here, we also find out that you can set a minimum width, which should be 1 pixel higher than the max width. And in the menu codes here, we also have a minimum width, which is 1 pixel higher than the maximum width. So in all the 3 code blocks, there is media query that you have to take into account. So let's assume that I wanted to use the 991 pixel of bricks. Then I would make the max width in this media query. I will make the max width 991, right? So it says less than or equal to 991. I'll make it 991. But when I go to the min width here, I'll make it 992, 1 pixel higher than the max width. And then when I come to the menu codes, I'll also make this min width 992. So let's do that. So 992 for the min width, then the max width 991. And here you have the min width in the JavaScript 992. So I'm going to save that. That is in the Mega Menu Pro template. So if we go here now, we can now use these breakpoints to hide something. So I can come here. I don't want to see this hamburger, which is for the sidebar navigation because we want the sidebar navigation to only work on mobile. So I can come here and hide it. So I can simply go to Style, CSS, and just say root. Or I could just write a media query. I could just write a media query. I could just say at media min width 992. Remember the min width, and then I can say root display none. So it's not going to show until we get to 991. All right. So I can just copy that code and come to this. Now for the Mega Menu Pro, we don't want to see it on mobile. So that will be max width 991. Okay. So at max width 991, from the max width, we don't want to see this. You see, we don't want to see that. Now, it is not working. Reason it's not working is because we have already been warned that anything that you do under the style settings wouldn't have effect. So I'm just gonna turn that off. So when we get here, you see it's gone. Okay. So that is good for that demonstration. For example, I was asking why would you need that, but now we see why we needed that. So I'm going to save this. Here we have, I think we should have a navigation something. Okay, somewhere here. Now we can't see it. So let's go and change the color of that hamburger. All right. So we'll go to the sidebar options. The sidebar options, and we will need to find under, but we want the icon itself. So we're going to go to icon colors, mobile menu, trigger color. Just make it black. Okay. So you can see, yeah. Here we don't see it, here we see it. But of course it has to be to the right hand side. So that is, if you have things that you need to put in the header or to make it, you can always do that. So I could always select this and just give it a margin, margin left of auto to push it to the right. Okay. But you could place it, this is left for you to place it anyhow you want to place it. So let's go back there. On mobile, we see it. Please note that we will still need our logo on mobile. Now, because this logo was inside this template, it's not showing up because we have hidden it. So that is one thing we shouldn't have done. So I'm going to go back to that template and I'm just going to copy that logo. Or instead of copying that logo, we could actually hide the menu wrap and leave the logo. All right, so let's do that. So I'm going to just copy the CSS. I'm just going to cut it out from here. Okay. And I'm still going to render with that wrapper. And then I'm going to bring it here to the menu wrap here because we want to actually hide the menu. And I'm going to go to style, CSS, and then put that here. Save. So I want to copy that logo out and remove it from here. Let's save this. And then I want to place that logo here. I'm going to move it all the way up. All right. Yeah, of course, I need to refresh this for the changes to show up, which is going to show up later. Yeah. So I'll save that and then we'll go to the front end and check it out. All right. So we have that. So on the desktop, we have this. In terms of the alignment, you could always align this, how you want. So we could always go back here. You can see that the alignment here is off. So all the alignment, everything you need to do for this, has to be done in the Mega Menu Pro. Okay. So we have this and we have this. So I could just take this and go. I probably would not want to work with the class. Okay. So I would avoid working with the class. So because it's just one element, you could either use Flex to align this or use Margin Auto to align it. So whichever one works for you. So for now, I'm going to use Margin Auto to just place this, on this side. So if I do that and we go to the front end and refresh, and then we come here. So we see the hamburger for just the sidebar navigation. but I'm gonna go ahead and just change the size of that logo a little bit to, let's say, 100, because it's really big. So I want to change it. Yep. So that is basically the first one. We have set it up, and the sidebar is only showing on mobile, and the other one is showing here. Good. Now, the second requirement is that for this one, the sidebar and the Mega Mini Pro is going to show on both of them. See? So anyway, let's see. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to close this. I probably want to keep this open for some reason, and then I'm going to open that. So for this one, the requirement is that both of them should show on desktop, both of them should show on mobile. So let's preview this on the front end. So we'll do the same thing. We're going to collapse this. I'm going to go to the options and set it to off canvas. We're going to enable off canvas. What I want to do is that I'm going to disable the collapsible. Now, I won't disable that yet, but I don't think collapsible works well with the top bar. It's not really ideal. I just had to put that option there for people who really wanted to have it, but it's not really refined. So the collapsible works just the way like this. So we want to see both these and the Mega Mini Pro here. So yeah, so that means the off canvas will not be a good option, the top bar, because the off canvas will hide it. So let's do that. So we have the top bar showing, okay? You have this. So I think there's some bug in the CSS of this. It takes up the height of its original parent, which is this, which that will be fixed. Anyway, we want to put, of course, yeah, this one has a separate logo, which for uniformity, we want to get rid of. Okay. This is the logo. I'm still going to put the same thing that we use. This actually looks nice. So let's find something that at least doesn't have a lot of white space. You know, this is just for demonstration purpose. And we're not using thumbnail. We're using full. Okay, yeah. So I think this is good. All right. And we want to bring in that just the way we did it before. So maybe I shouldn't have closed that, because I would just like to copy it from the first one, just move it in. So we are going to place it just before the hamburger wrapper. Inside the header inner wrap, I'm going to just copy this and just paste it inside. Let's just paste it. Right. And in this case, we're actually using the logo that came with the sidebar navigation. But here we were using the logo that came with the Mega Mini Pro. I'm just going to take the logo that came with the Mega Mini Pro. I think it's good to have the same logo in case you want to make changes to this class. You could always do the same. All right, so the same thing, we're going to go to this header inner wrap and remove. Okay, so I think in the other one, we're doing it with the ID. So I guess we should have done that with the class, so it would affect both of them. So we have both of them here. We have this and we have this. On mobile, we're supposed to have both of them on mobile. So why don't we have both of them? And that's because we had that template CSS that hit it at the small breakpoint. So we're going to remove it from here. Because we put it on the ID, it's not going to affect the other one. And then I'm going to save this and then let that refresh. And we can see it. And why? Because in the original template, which was a section template, we did something. Okay, it's good to go through this so that you can see what you can and what if you do would give issues. So what we did was we used margin auto to do this, and that affected the other one. So we're not going to do that. So instead of using margin auto, let me collapse this. Okay. Instead of using margin auto for this menu wrap, I'm going to just select this container and just use flexbox to align it. So I'm going to save that. It's still fine. The alignment is still okay. And then we come to the mobile, and then we should be able to see this. we still have this. Now, I'm not quite sure how they intend to use both, because they want both of them to show up. So that will be up to them to use. But so what I can do is to go in here and just change the hamburger color, which was under icon color. I'll change that to black and save. So this obviously is pushing this because of the template width. So this template has a width of 100% by default. So what we're going to do is we are going to just go and give it a width of auto, and that should fix that problem where this takes up, because it's trying to take up 100% of the parents when other things are there. So you see it's okay now. Okay, so the requirement is that they needed both of them on, they need both of them on the desktop and on mobile. But we have, I'm not quite sure where they intend to place this hamburger, why they need both. Okay, so we have this and we have this. So that will be up to them to figure out what they want to do with it, because these are two separate navigation. So we have that and we have this. So I'm not quite sure where they want to do that, but that is how to do it. So yeah, so that's how to set this up. So alignments, how you want to place it, you want to centralize it, that is just CSS. So it's just knowing how to position things. That is basic CSS. So if you want to position this at the center, you know, you just know what to do. You know, you can position it anyhow you want. Okay. All right, so that's the end of this video. And by the time next version of the sidebar navigation and Mega Menu Pro comes out, this will be much easier because some of this bugs would have been squashed. All right, bye.